Good morning and welcome back. Today we have a special guest with us who, if you live locally, you probably already are following her on Instagram. And if not, you will be after this episode. We both use her account, Wandering Westfield, as a local resource. Michelle Baxter, welcome to the Scuttlebutt Club.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here.
So glad to have you.
Yes. We have our new lights today.
Yeah, I know. It's like we're rolling it out for you.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the good angles, the lighting. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. I just mentioned your Instagram account. So to start off, can you tell us a little bit about your account, Wandering Westfield, and kind of how you came up for that idea to start it?
Well, it's basically, like you said, a go-to resource for all things local. I mean, restaurants, things to do, services even. Events, but it started back in 2020, pandemic times. And of course the world shut down and I had just started working again. I was a stay-at-home mom for 8 years and my kids were both in school and I was like, I'm ready to go back to work. Mm-hmm. So I started working again, doing video depositions because videography is my background.
Oh, okay.
Help us out.
Where have you been?
Sorry. Well, all I use is my phone now, so I can't say that I've really translated those skills very far. But so I just started working again January 2020. Well, then obviously March, that went away with everything else, and I just had this fire in me to start doing something again, and then that paired with boredom of not getting out as much and. So I was just getting into Instagram and learning it and doing my own stories about things that we were doing just for my family and friends. Mm-hmm. But a lot of them don't even live on the north side. So I was I think other people could benefit from this information. So what if I started this public account? And I was super nervous about it and was going to do it anonymously for about a week. And then I just started showing my face and everything because, it's just fun, seeing a person.
That's what people
It's relatable.
Yes, it's relatable. And I am just a regular person going through Hamilton County discovering things. And so that's how it started. And I didn't think, nothing really like it existed at the time, at least in our area. Mm-hmm. I know there was foodie influencers for sure in downtown Indy area, but I was like, let's try this out. And I went with the Wandering Westfield because I lived in Westfield. I still do. But obviously it's gone way past that. Anything if you live in Westfield, you're obviously going to go to Carmel, Noblesville, all the places. So I've considered changing the name here and there, but I was but that's what I'm known for, and I just
it's your home base.
It is. It's the home base.
Was that what it had always been?
Oh, it's okay. Well, I will say when I very first created it, I called it Westfield with Kids because my kids were younger and we were doing things with kids. But then I was very shortly after, I was okay, wait, that sounds too much like Indy with kids, which I'm friends with Katie Mann now. And so I told her that. She was like, what?
And it's very specific too.
Yeah,
I need a broader.
My kids were definitely getting old. We're going to be getting older. I was I don't want it to be just about kids.
Right.
I want it to be go shopping or date nights. So I quickly changed it to Wandering Westfield, maybe a month or two in. So it's mostly been Wandering Westfield from the beginning, but that is a little fun fact that it wasn't originally called that.
So when you started that, did you ever think I'm going to go back to your old job, or were you just it just took off enough that you just jumped right in?
Well, it definitely didn't I was doing it constantly just because it was fun and something to do, especially in those times. But I was still, as soon as I could work again doing the depositions, that's also very part-time and freelance. So I could do both. And I did both up until just this year. So just a couple months ago. So I was doing both until this is the year where I was I can't do both. But that was a very thing. Yes, for sure. Because this is
that scary?
No, I don't think it was scary because honestly, they're both part-time. when I started Wandering Westfield, I didn't see it as becoming a job at all.
Right.
So the freelance, the videography was my job, and the Wandering Westfield was a hobby. Mm-hmm. And it was like that for a couple years. But then, now we're 5 years into it almost, and
that's crazy.
I'm this is a full-time job.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
But definitely more exciting than, the depositions, I would press record and just listen to some sometimes interesting things, lawsuits, locally. So that could be interesting, but sometimes just medical terms that I have no idea what they're saying. So
just zoning out a little bit.
Yes.
So was there a certain point in the last 5 years with the Wondering Westfield account where you were like, okay, like I can really ramp this up, like you were gaining momentum and just decided to go all in?
I mean, it's hard because like I said, I just finally made that decision, like all in was this year. But that was just because I just can't do it anymore. I couldn't do the other job. And, but I was always hesitant with the whole business aspect side of it because when I started it, it was definitely for fun and to help support local businesses and just share about things. And so I was always like, okay, I feel weird like charging people for things. But then, I mean, I recognize the value that I was bringing. I mean, it is a form of marketing, and it's becoming more well-known now that influencing is definitely huge. I mean, we all have bought something because we've seen it on social media. And so that's when I was like, okay, I need to at least charge for my value, my time, you know, just make it worth what I'm putting into it. So, yeah.
I feel like you wouldn't even be able to do it full time if, you know, the need wasn't there. So it's like, you're obviously doing a good job doing this.
Yes. Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, I can't keep up with all the
You're like, you need more people.
The DMs are full. I feel bad. You know, if you sent me a DM, I'm sorry if I haven't gotten back to you.
You need an intern.
I do. Yeah,
she's doing our podcast. So sorry.
Yes. Yeah. It's but it's fun and it's awesome. It's just, trying to keep up right now is kind of one of the stresses I have. It's just, but it's great. That's a good thing.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
What's your favorite part of this job?
Okay, favorite part. Oh gosh, there's
or
so
parts.
many.
Just
but, well, I mean, and I'm sure you guys experience this too, but like when you find out that like something you shared about like impacted a local business or a person, you know, people that follow me usually are new to the area, or they just live here, but they don't know what's going on. So when you hear those stories, like, oh, I went here because of you, or oh, you've been so helpful in our move. Or I was afraid to, you know, I wasn't sure when we moved here, like what it was going to be like, but you just really helped me feel at ease. Like those are obviously like the best part of the job. But then obviously like getting to experience a lot of things I probably wouldn't have done because of what I'm doing. Like that's definitely a perk for sure.
I've said that a lot too. Like we've been in positions where we'd never be if we didn't have a podcast. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
Just like get you out of your bubble and
experiences.
Absolutely.
Experience. Yeah. Is there anything with your running the account that's like a challenge for you, or like things that it's like not maybe the best part of the job?
Oh gosh, well I feel like there are definitely challenges. I just don't even know where to start with that because
one thing we really were curious about, because I feel like sometimes we've been running into this, is like, is it hard to just like go out and enjoy yourself and think like just put your phone down, you don't need to get any content, just enjoy the moment?
Well, yeah, that is absolutely a huge challenge, just being present. Yeah. I mean, for example, yesterday was my daughter's 13th birthday, and two of the things we did, I'm also collaborating and like doing a video for them. So I can't just sit there and enjoy the moment at all. Like I was up till 1 a.m. last night editing a video to post today, the Prime 47 one. But yeah, that is definitely a challenge. And even if I'm not collaborating with the business, I feel like it's my duty. It's just like ingrained in me to like, I've got to take a picture of my meal. I need to share about this.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, do you have to like set boundaries? Like, are you getting to that point where you're like, okay, this is not a work evening. I'm not doing this.
I mean, a lot of people tell me I should do that, like my family and friends, but but I enjoy it too much. I mean, I couldn't do what I do if I didn't enjoy it either, because you know, for years I was doing it for nothing, you know, like hardly anything, because I just love it. You know, I just love creating a video. I love telling a story. I love all of that. So it's very hard. I mean, unless I've been to a restaurant multiple times, like if I go somewhere new, like I'm absolutely sharing about it. And yeah, that's a huge part. But also just, I'd say like mentally, just the battle of, am I doing enough? Like, wait, why did that video not do well? You know, like those
like you're hard on yourself.
Oh yeah. It's like a report card when you see views and likes.
Right. Because it's like directly you know what I mean? It's not like a coworker or whatever.
Exactly.
It's like, it's branded to your name. So it's like,
it's like a performance report. And it's just like, wait, why did I get 100,000 views on that one and the next day like barely hit 5,000? Like, and it's just like, I know the algorithm, you just can't predict it. I mean, I know, but it's like, what?
At the end of the day, you're like, no, it's me.
Yeah, or you're just like, it's just not. But then you don't want to believe that, because sometimes it's good content and you're just like, well, why?
Why didn't it get pushed out more? I know.
So yeah, that's hard. Yeah, but that's definitely one of the things.
All right. I feel like obviously you report on all like greater Indy, but we want to ask specifically about Westfield, like where it started, because we don't ever get over to Westfield.
Not really.
Grand Park, like that's where we have the kids.
Maybe
at,
like a
and-
couple times a year.
I know,
That's
isn't that
crazy.
bad?
But I feel like it's growing
but-
so quickly now, and that whole new
Yeah.
area downtown is like, is that done? Oh, well, it's
No,
in like
it's not.
phases, right? Part of
It's-
it's done. The
so-
park area is very neat.
It is, but that will definitely be coming up soon. Actually, that's something that's coming up is they're going to shut down the main intersection at 32 and Union, which is going to be very rough for everybody for, I think it's 90 days, so like 3 months. And, but when it's done, it'll be great. Like, I think the vision is more like kind of similar to Midtown Carmel, you know, because there's going to be a Sun King there, like very walkable
Yes.
area with a park and then Park Street. I mean, have you guys been to Park Street?
Yes.
Okay, so you know a lot of people know Park Street.
Yeah.
Like-
Like Chiba.
Yes,
Italian-
It's
is it
kind of like
Italian
our
house?
restaurant. Yeah, Italian house.
Yeah.
Nyla's.
The parking's not great.
Well, so they just added a service. Yes, okay, that is what very
I feel
much.
like we would drive around.
Don't-
Yes,
We,
no, that's-
we may or may not be friends with the city engineer of Westfield.
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, wait?
We'll talk about it.
Okay, yeah. Well, they did just add a surface lot at least for that, but their garage is coming. I
Oh,
feel
that's
like yeah. Oh
exciting.
yeah, for sure. There's so much
And we love
change
like
happening.
Field Brewing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
See,
that's a good one too.
You're not thinking of some
so
places.
you've been there. Yeah, I mean you've been around.
Birdies.
Well, yeah, Birdies for sure.
Grand Park, obviously.
Well, yeah, Birdies is huge for the Grand Park families because I mean, and they have great food. I mean, fantastic food.
I haven't eaten there yet.
Oh, you should definitely eat there. I mean, they're obviously like the putt-putt's what people see, but the restaurant is amazing.
I like
They
their
make
like
everything
patio setup is very fun.
very nice. Yep.
I like that when we went there, we started playing putt-putt until our table was ready, and then we got to go eat, and then we got to go start right where we left
Oh,
off.
that's nice.
On the so
Yeah.
it's like you never were just like standing around waiting for a table for an hour or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah, see, I didn't even know that they offer. Oh, I mean, that doesn't surprise
Maybe
me.
they don't, and she just did
But
it.
they're
No,
so.
no,
let's
they
not.
don't.
No, I'm sure that they. That's really
Let's
nice
not,
though, that they
like,
let you do
use
that.
that
yeah.
as a guide.
Yeah, but there's a lot coming to Westfield, but there are a lot of gyms already there for sure.
Do you have any favorite restaurants? Like if we were going to Westfield, like a couple places we should definitely check out to eat.
Well, you've been to Field. I love going there. I just love the vibe there with it, and they have like the outdoor area, which is great for kids.
For the
too.
kids, yeah.
Nyla's, have you been there? 'Cause
haven't.
That's okay. So
No.
that's on Park Street, and that's
It's the Red Barn.
Yes. It used to be Rail back in the day when a lot of people would remember that, but it's fantastic, and that's the like Wolfpack group, so they own Wolfies and.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
but this is kind of like an upscale version of that. And
Okay.
That's one of the best steaks I've ever had. So, I mean, that's more for your like, and it's grown ups. I mean, it's like 21 plus. Like, you can't even take kids there. So, if you're looking for a date night, that's definitely one of them. You obviously have heard of Italian or been to Italian House or heard of it. Yeah, and Chiba's great.
Chiba's good to take the kids. I feel like there's a lot for them to do and like.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, see, I haven't had kids. I mean, well, my kids are older, so it's like that's the one thing I'm kind of missing on my page is that I don't relate anymore to like. I mean, I now have 2 teenagers in the house.
I know.
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's crazy.
It's so crazy.
But yeah, that's Chiba's great. I'm trying to think. Sometimes though, I want to like get past Park Street because a lot of people know it for Park Street. But there's Green Tino's and there's a pizza place that just opened up, Uncommon Pizza. But and they're about to open up indoors here up in April, I heard. And it's super unique inside from what I've seen from the pictures. But I heard that pizza's really good. I think they have one in Lafayette as well. So
Oh,
Oh,
interesting.
we'll find out.
yeah.
Okay, what about like any cute shopping?
So we're lacking a little bit on the boutiques right now, but one that you have to visit is Something Splendid, which is just around the corner from Park Street by that park. And they have an awesome store and then also a wine bar and amazing patio in the back. And you can get some food and charcuterie there.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's really nice. So that's like something like where you could do like a progressive thing where you could start there, get a glass of wine, you know, do a little shopping and then head to like Park Street and go to dinner or something.
Oh, I like that.
And
Like
then
a
there's
girls-
also, I don't know if you guys are plant people, but Route 31 is like
yeah.
an awesome,
Someone else was
Heard
telling
a lot
us about
about it.
that. Yeah.
yeah. So
Caitlin's not a plant person.
I mean, I'm with you. Like I have some Christmas cactuses that
Me too.
never die, which is awesome.
They don't bloom, but they're not.
Yeah,
they're
well,
not dying.
But yeah, I'm not great with that either. I'm trying to think that I feel like there's one more. Oh, and then there's a local bookstore called Turn the Page that is definitely worth checking out if you like to read.
Okay. Oh, wait. I have one.
Oh, yeah.
Coffee.
Oh, yeah. Well, I post about this all the time because I'm always there, but Rivet
Yes.
is awesome. Also in the same, like,
I know,
we're talking about
sorry.
the same area,
We gotta
but
get you
no,
out of
you have
there.
to. I think it's great. Although I heard there's a coffee place coming. I don't know if it's proprietary information yet, though.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to say that.
Yeah,
I don't
you don't have
know.
to say it.
I don't know, but I think another local spot
Oh,
that
okay.
is popular is starting a location in that Grand Junction area where all that construction's going on. Those new apartments are coming. So
Oh, that'll be nice.
people will be excited for that because I think Rivet is the only local coffee shop in Westfield. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it is. But that's definitely where I would go. And I don't even drink a lot of coffee, but I love their lattes. So.
Oh, good to know. See?
Yeah.
Wait, what's the place just north of Grand Park? Is it a distillery?
Oh, West Fork Whiskey.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I want to go there.
That's great. That's fantastic because you can also do tours.
Oh.
Is it kid friendly or no?
It is very kid friendly.
Okay.
Yes. Very kid friendly. And they also, like, in the summer open up, like, the garages, like, their windows and kind of have this indoor outdoor thing going. I think they have a lot of, like, plans to even expand.
I'm sure it does well just for that location. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
how
think that
many
was
people are there for sports every
Right. I mean, because that is, like, because that's the only thing on that north side of Grand Park because everything else is 32.
Right.
How far is it from Grand Park?
I mean, it's literally next to it.
Oh.
It's just that it's across.
It's like
the street.
across the street.
Yeah,
On the
kind of like
back
there's
side.
where the event center is, like that huge event center. It's
Yeah.
just like north of that, across the
Oh.
street.
We should go there.
I know. What do you know about like the expansion of Grand Park?
Well, probably what anybody else knows. I mean, if you've read the articles, like that they want to make that whole area
Wild.
this whole. Yeah, I mean, I was like,
But how do you feel
wha-
about that as like a Westfield resident?
I mean, I'm all about progress.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even my husband grew up in Westfield, so he's been there since the 80s.
Oh, wow.
And so, none of that stuff bothers him either. Like, I just see more things for us to do.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how I see it
Like,
too. I just feel like I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, the traffic," and it's like, but don't you want to do fun things?
Yeah.
Different
I mean,
things?
And nothing's going to stop. I mean, yes, there might be more traffic, but I mean, that'll also bring like
Right.
Money
to
and-
like
yeah.
build. Like, I know we're a little behind on the infrastructure. Like, that's something people talk about a lot, but I mean, we're getting there and we will continue to get there and it'll be awesome. I mean, I think it sounds fantastic. It's just, it'll be just growing pains, you know, just getting
Yeah,
through
like
it all.
anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think there's anything a family could do in Westfield, like if they were staying here for spring break this year?
So obviously, like we already touched on birdies, and
yeah.
Actually, we just did an escape room. There's an escape room in Westfield.
Oh, is
I
there?
know, yeah, there is. Because I know you guys have one in Fishers too. But I just did it with my daughter for her birthday as well. So there's that.
That would be like a fun, like you could almost make like a day or like
Oh, yeah.
afternoon of it.
Yeah, and then there's You Paint Pottery just opened up
Oh.
actually. So there's that, and that's right on 32 by Birdies. And then the parks are awesome. You
Yeah.
know, like that Grand Junction Plaza. And pretty soon Simon Moon Park is going to reopen and it's going to have fishing and I want to say if it's kayaks or paddle boats, something water related.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing something about that when it opens up officially. But so that'll have like some things to do. Trying to think if there's anything else top of mind, but
Hopefully it'll
Those
be
are the
nice
main.
weather and then you can take advantage of like birdies in the park. And
yes, for sure. But again, like we're so close to Carmel and all these other places that also have all these
Yeah.
great things. So yeah, I'll have to let you know if I think of anything else for the kids. Because again, like that one's like harder for me, but yeah.
Do you have anything that you're currently working on that you're excited about, or any more events coming up that you're excited about?
Well, like I said, the construction's coming soon to 32, so I am going to be working with City of Westfield to kind of help support those local businesses because I know that they will be super affected. So
Yeah.
we're going to be doing some fun things to try to encourage people to still get out and support those businesses. But I mean, I take it day by day, week by week, because I just have so much on. But it's funny because like I'll look out 3 weeks and it's like my calendar's empty. But then as the week gets closer, it just like every day is filled with the video that I have to do. Like it's just, it's crazy. And I'm not the best with content calendar planning, but yeah, it just.
I think you're pretty good at it.
Yeah.
No one would.
I just mean
no
the
one would look at it.
organizational part. Like, yeah, doing it, sure, but like.
No one would look at your page and say that. I'm just gonna tell you.
Well, that's good.
Do you have any like future goals or plans with the account?
I mean, I get that question a lot. I've gotten it for like the last 5 years, and I'll tell you what, like I never like have these major goals, or if I do, it's like, oh, I hope I hit this many followers this year, just to like give me something to look forward to, or like business wise. But I seem to like crush those goals every time, or just like, and it just blows me away. Like I just don't really think it's gonna happen, but sometimes it just surprises me and just keeps growing. And but future, I mean, I just don't feel like I'm slowing down. I mean,
and I mean, I feel like it was just a big thing that you are doing this full time now, and not your other part time job as well.
Yeah, I used to like always downplay, just to be like, oh, it's just, you know,
little
it's
hobby.
Yeah, it's just like fun. Yeah, it's fine. Or I would say it's a full time job with part time pay is what I used to say, because it's just not, you know, social media is 24/7, you know. But now I just feel like I can confidently say like, wow, I've really created a job for myself. Like.
That's so cool.
And I love that. Yeah. So
do you ever feel like you catch heat for like having this as a job?
I wouldn't say I catch heat. Like, I don't think I've ever been like directly like made fun of or anything. But I do think like my family or people that just don't understand social media,
like they're like,
get it.
This isn't really your job, right? Like it's just for fun. But you're like, no, I gave up my 9 to 5 to do this 24/7. Like,
yeah, well, yeah,
more
which I
than a
never had
job.
a 9 to 5, so I didn't like
Well,
it.
that's true.
But I feel like this has become a 9 to 5 for sure. But I just don't think a lot of like, especially if you're just not familiar with social media,
Right.
like I don't think the impact, like, or they just understand.
Or it's hard to explain.
Right.
Yeah, like I just don't even try. Like even my parents just don't get it. Like
Right,
they just,
right.
I mean, they love it. I mean, they see what I'm doing. My mom follows me, but I don't think they totally see that it's a full-time job.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think it's just seen as like fun.
Yeah, well, yeah, because it does, and I am having fun for
Right,
sure.
but it's still work.
But there's definitely work. I mean, editing or like.
Do you have anyone that helps you?
I mean, besides like, I mean, my family definitely helps out as far as like my husband and my sister-in-law, even my kids sometimes.
Yeah.
Like they like my daughter is 13 and she's like trained, like she knows how to like do the how I do the pan and how I do this and she knows what I'm looking for. My son will like move something out of the shot because he knows like, oh wait, that you can get that napkin out.
Love it.
As I'm doing something, you know. So yes, they help in that way, but otherwise it's just me, myself, and I, and it can be a lot for sure.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like, oh, I helped with this small business and they are like, say, like a bookstore, so maybe I shouldn't promote this bookstore? Like, do you ever feel like that?
No, I don't, because no, unless I have like an exclusive agreement, which I do have a couple of those, just because they're like, it's because of our partnership. But otherwise, no, and nobody asks for that either, because they know, like, everyone's just excited to like be part of it. You know, everyone wants to survive and do well, and so I don't think anyone's lays claim to like, no, you can't share about that other bookstore, because I think they all kind of support each other too. You know, a lot of local businesses,
small businesses like that. Yeah, that's true.
And I feel like the Fishers, Westfield, Carmel, I feel like all like that's like a great area to be a small business in, because everyone really supports everybody.
Oh yeah, like the posts I do about like the small businesses that people just don't know about as much, like those do the best, because people are just excited to know about them, because they just maybe don't have that advertising budget and things like that.
Right,
So,
like they don't have the reach that you do, obviously.
and they just like, people just like those like simple shops, because it's just harder to find, you know, like with development and everything. So yeah, the more unique areas definitely pop off.
All right, did you make a top 5 list for us?
Well,
Date nights
mentally,
dates in Indy?
I will try. Okay,
You can
and
do
you said
this.
Indy, so I was like, okay, I can go a
You
little
can
bit more
do-
broad.
yeah.
Yes,
area,
it does not
bubble.
have to be Westfield.
Okay.
Okay, so we usually do a top 5, but we gave it to Michelle this week, and it's going to be the top 5 places for a date in the Indy area. Okay, so do you want to start with number 5?
Oh, it's got to be in order.
No, it does
You
not
can
have
just
to be
say
in
it. It
order.
doesn't have to be.
Okay. I was like,
take it
wait a second.
Take it all.
grab you a pen.
Totally is
Yeah, no,
great.
well, here's what I was thinking, and let's see, and hopefully I remember them all. But I was thinking, like, for different kinds of dates. Okay,
Yeah,
so
okay.
I'm thinking, like, if you want to go downtown and like hit up a Pacers game or Fever game or concert. If you're going to Gainbridge, basically, like, you have to go to Mel's, the Speakeasy at Commission Row,
we've
which
heard
is
about
right
this.
next to it. And it's downstairs, and I love it. So you just have to build in enough time to do it, but it's a super cool vibe. And you gotta get the steak frites.
They have food.
Oh yes, they have food, and they're usually pretty good about timeliness because they know a lot of people are hitting it up before Cambridge.
Okay.
But I would highly suggest a reservation. And they just have really cool cocktails. Like they do like the smoke bubbles, like where it bursts and So that's that one. That's kind of like you're more like you're downtown. Mm-hmm. Let's see. And then I was thinking for something a little bit more unique, more activity based, intimate. I was thinking this is in Westfield, Wandering Peacock. You actually throw pottery, which is when you actually use the wheel.
We've been talking about this.
Cool.
I mean, very like you have your ghost moment.
Yeah.
And it's a small studio. It's just in a house. It's actually the street, like right next to Park Street. So that's just to give you an idea of where it is. And you can do it as a date. And you do the whole wheel and create it. And then you have to pick it up later, obviously, because they put it in the oven or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Kiln. There you go. I didn't even get there. So that's that one. Okay. And then, of course, you could, I don't know. Maybe you won't. If you want to hit up Park Street after that, obviously that's a great place to go for a date. And then, shoot, I had a lot of ideas, and now I'm like,
you can look at your phone. I told you, get it out.
Gosh. Okay, let me think about this. Well, there's obviously like if you want to be more casual, you got Birdies and the putt-putt.
Yeah,
because also they have great cocktails and great food. Yes.
And that's a good like day date too.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yes. So there's that option. What was the other one? Shoot. Okay, well, we got 3 at least so far.
I want to go to Mel's and a game. Of course. Taylor always makes fun of me because I want to go downtown and she never wants to come downtown.
And you definitely want to plan enough time, like I said.
Yeah, before.
And I'm not as familiar with downtown Indy. Like, I'm so, like, when you're on the north side, it's like going downtown is
we're the same.
Yeah, it's hard. It's
just saying.
And that's how they feel about us on the north side.
Right.
Yeah. Like, if you're past 96th Street, we're not coming. But I'm trying to, there was another one I just thought of. Oh, well, I mean, I just want to shout them out because we were just there last night, but Prime 47, like there's so many great steakhouses around, but we always have such a great experience there.
Is Prime 47 also downtown?
No, Prime 40, I don't think so. No. Harry and Izzy's has 2 locations where they have a north side and a downtown.
For some reason, I thought that steakhouse we went to after the Pacer game last year.
Was that what that was?
I don't know.
I'll look it up while you're finding the next.
Yeah, and then... Actually, I'm going to look at the spring break reel because actually I posted this like 2 spring breaks ago and it's
still relevant.
It's still very relevant.
Yeah, you're right. There's a Clay Terrace and then there's the South Pennsylvania Street.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is there another one?
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
It's just like a block or 2 north of Gamebridge.
Yeah, you're right. That is
like on the same street.
We like randomly popped in after
at
the
like 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, well, see,
I just like ordered steaks and it was great.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Okay, well, that's really good to know. Because I'm right here, but Clay Terrace is where the location that I go to. Okay, well, Foaling popped up. I mean, that's something unique.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually terrible at that, so.
But that's really fun.
The football.
Yeah,
I think that's really fun.
Yeah. And there's a lot of fun things like that around.
Especially if it's nice out down there and you can like pop on a scooter and then go somewhere else.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Like to Mass Ave is like right there.
Oh, yeah, Mass Ave is great.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Well, I mean, Midtown Carmel, like I haven't even brought that up, and I know I'm wandering Westfield.
No, you can say that. We are like that too.
I just love Midtown Carmel. There are so many things to do, and I just did a thing about Peace Water Winery. Like that's a great place. Like get your tastings and like a wine tasting. I mean, and then there's shops, and then down the Midtown, like the Monon. So many restaurants, so many things to do.
Yeah.
You got 3 Up Bar, like above.
We love
Anthony's Chop House. And then, if you're making candles, Pin and Beach, that's there right there. So, and then Sun King's right there. I mean, there's so you
much.
Could just hop around there. So that's a good one.
We love Monterey too.
That's good too. Well, I was there for a cocktail, but that's it. I shared a whole thing about a mom's gone wild night out.
Oh my gosh, we saw it. I wanted to be there with you.
And that's where I'm saying Midtown. I mean, I don't know, maybe it's a blessing and a curse because you could just keep going. There's just so many places.
It's scary when the temperature warms up.
Yes, exactly.
The walkability is too good.
Yes, for sure.
All right. You gonna ask her the last question?
Yes.
Bringing
okay.
it back?
Yeah. So we did this with every guest last year, and then we just kind of stopped this season. I don't know why, but I feel like since you're more of like a expert on the Indy area, we wanted to get your opinion on this. So if you have guests that are coming into town, where are you going to take them? What are you going to do? Where are you going to eat? And a lot of people, when we asked them this, they were like, can I do like a kid family version? And then if we just had adult friends in town version?
Well, yeah, those are two different things.
Yeah.
Well, and I feel like we just talked about all the things too.
know.
But we
So-
want to know like your
Wait,
favorite.
yeah,
like
what you would
specifically you.
Oh boy.
I know.
Okay.
The pressure.
Yeah, I know. That is some pressure. Okay, where are we going to go? And I think this is where I had my answer for Midtown Carmel because
Sorry.
I know. No, but I think
But tell us like exactly what you're doing. That
well,
night.
I do think, and again, like I'm picturing like my mom and my aunt and cousin, like
Yeah.
we love to do. Okay, definitely like tastings at Peace Water Winery. I love the vibe there. And then I just feel like I'm going to repeat everything I just said, though.
okay.
But there's Silver in the City. They're shopping along.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't
Main
know that
Street
was in
Carmel.
I didn't either.
Yes, yep. Then there's, Wine and Rhine's a great place, like to get charcuterie type, and then also there's wine. Okay, so lots of wine
Lots of
happening
wine.
here. And then you can make a candle at Penn and Beach. I do feel like I'm repeating myself, but that is what I was going to say. I just remembered that was what that answer was for. But I mean, there's just so much to do, and especially with my page, I feel like I could think of all sorts of things. But and I definitely want to shout out Noblesville as well because we're sitting right here in Noblesville as we speak. But across the street is Courthouse Club, also
Isn't it so
fantastic.
cute?
so good.
And they're also the same owners as the Boathouse and Cicero, also fantastic. So when the weather gets warm, that's all.
Yeah, that's what we need. We just need it to be permanent summer.
Yes.
But at the courthouse, you don't care about the weather. It's
well,
that's
that's true.
true.
Yeah, that one whenever. That's for sure.
That's true.
But
Have
yeah,
you been
there's-
to the new one across Bar Ellis?
No, I don't.
She just went, but they have like a rooftop patio.
Okay.
Ooh, now that's...
Don't say rooftop, but like a upstairs patio. It has it's covered, so
Oh,
But
does
is
the
it
cover
open
go
air?
away?
Is
Yeah,
there open air?
It's open air.
Okay.
I don't think the roof goes away because they want
count
to
it.
use it if it's
If it's
rainy.
winter,
but
rain,
it is
yeah.
open air
Oh.
on the back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sounds cool.
But I'm like, we
Yes.
need to try that.
Yeah, I need
Because
to
it's
do
a
like
restaurant bar. Because like the name, I just was thinking it was more bar, but it's definitely like a full restaurant. Like, I want to go eat there and test it out.
Oh, and I almost forgot to mention in Westfield, you got Urban Apples now, the
Oh, what's
cidery.
that?
That's so Urban Vines.
They changed it.
No, they just opened another place. So there's Urban Vines, which is the winery, which is
Yeah.
also very kid friendly.
Yes.
But now there's Urban Apples, which is more of a cidery. It's like in a big red
Oh.
barn.
Is it by there?
It's not far. It's kind of towards. It's like in between Grand Park and 32, like on the west side of Westfield.
Yeah.
So.
We should tell Mom. Our mom loves ciders.
Oh yeah, then you gotta hit that
She
up.
does.
Yeah.
But does it have like the same kind of vibe, like an outdoor patio situation?
I don't think. Okay, now I actually haven't been there.
Oh, okay. I thought you went there. Sorry.
Which is terrible. No,
No,
I
it's
haven't.
fine.
But I pass
on
by it
your
from
list.
church every day. But it's always with my family. My kids, like,
Yeah.
they're older, and again, like,
Well, maybe
they're
they need to
second.
reach out to you.
I know. Well,
We're plugging them here.
I think I have a contact, but we'll see. But no, there's so many great things. But that's one that I'm like, wow, I'm terrible wandering Westfield right now because I have not actually been there yet. But it's on my list, 100%. I just waiting for that.
Do you have any like fun events coming up this summer that you're excited about? Like, don't you usually do like Zubilation?
I did that last year, but a lot of those things like come at me like
Last
not in a lot.
minute?
Yeah, not a ton of advance. Now I will say when I'm for sure going to a swing, but that's not till September.
What's
that's
that?
the Indie Indians charity event.
Oh.
Yeah, so that's
Like
where you dress up
dancing
like
there?
you dress up like a 1930s.
Oh.
Yes, they've only because
I feel
they.
like I sent you this last year.
You did?
I went to the very first one 2 years ago. Last year I was supposed to go, but they had like it was like those straight line winds. It was like a tornado, like it's something crazy
Yes,
downtown.
I remember because I was like, oh, good thing we didn't go to this.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it was
and they
bad.
pretty much canceled it. So it's been postponed to this September, but it's really cool. Yeah, you can dance on the field. It's
Cool.
like really cool. You just have to hope the weather's good, but
Yes.
And Indians games are fun.
oh yes, that too. I mean, yeah, I'll be going to a couple of those. I mean, I guess I do have a lot of things lined up. I just can't like
it's too
keep
far
it on.
away.
It's
too much.
Like I
It's
said,
not on the calendar
I'm
this
going.
week.
Yeah, it's not on this week.
Yeah,
So
also add on that you're a mom. So
Yeah.
yes,
we're all
yes.
there in that
Oh,
mess
man.
too. I'm
Yeah.
sure your kids
Yeah, I was
are
gonna say, and like they say, bigger
schedules are
yeah.
crazy.
They're bigger kids, but Yeah, their
They
schedules.
do a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, the one can drive. I'm telling you what.
Oh, I was going to ask
that's
if anyone
nice.
could drive yet.
That's nice.
That's real nice. And he just got a job at the Pickler. So
Oh,
that's
that's
annoying.
fun.
See, there's another place.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all the just don't. Yeah, I could just go all day. And I'm pickleball and tennis. We didn't talk about our
tennis?
tennis
Yes.
connection.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah, is this? They're both on different tennis teams. So is this like the Blood and the Crips? Like, are we gonna
Well,
have
it's
like a
not
brawl?
that. I don't think it's that serious. But we've had to play against each other.
Yes. It
Like
was so
twice now
funny.
after we had just met.
We just met at the
Polo. That's another.
And like
thing to talk
what,
about.
weeks later, we like show up at a tennis match
Yeah,
and we're
it's
playing
like-
each other.
Yeah, which is always so awkward when you play against people you know.
No,
or like
it's
barely
fine.
know.
Yeah.
Like you're just like.
Well, I remember my partner, I had never played with her, and she's like, do you know either of these two, like, that we're playing against? And I'm like, well, kind of, but like, I've never, nothing about tennis.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, tennis can get a little dicey, so you just got to hope it's like a clean match. Yeah,
Yes.
the ladies are behaving.
Yes, 100%.
But
They're
no,
friendly.
we've had good clean matches. So
Yeah.
that's good.
We have good
You wouldn't,
reputation.
yeah, she wouldn't be here if you were beefing
You
on
gotta
the
throw
court.
down
Okay.
on the court, you know, about that line call.
Yeah, Michelle. Oh, no.
Well,
no,
let
she
us
can't be
know.
on the
Let us
pod.
know about the next throwdown, and I'll come be mic'd up on the
Well,
sideline.
you never know. You never know when we're going to
No.
play each other until you show up and they list your name off because that's part of the strategy.
Oh.
You don't
Yeah,
tell,
you gotta
don't tell
keep your
people.
lineup close to
Okay.
chest.
Yeah, no.
Okay, got it. Wow, this is a whole different.
Yes, it is.
And we're going
Podcast.
into summer, so that's like when I feel like it ramps up.
Oh, do you play USDA?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's happening.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
My team has
well.
uniforms. Watch out.
Oh.
Oh, what are they?
Nice.
Well, few of the girls on my team actually own Baseline Social, which is like pickleball and tennis, golf
Yeah,
wear.
she loves
and
that
Carmel.
place.
Oh yeah,
It's
okay,
so cute.
Well, they're on my team, so of course they like always like
Do you guys
curate
up?
like here's
Oh.
a good outfit.
Wait, the one girl there, she's really tall.
Let's see, there's Rhodey.
Rhodey.
Oh, Rhodey. Yes,
She, I went with my mom, and when my son was like 1.5.
Oh, no.
And I had a gift card, and I was like trying to try things on since my mom was there and can like watch Rocco. And she was so sweet. She brought me like half the store into the dressing room.
Aw.
She made me come out and show her everything. And then she's like feeding my baby like pretzels. and
Oh,
like it
no,
was
she's
so nice.
Wait,
Yeah,
I thought you were
they're all
gonna say
moms there too.
what
Don't
he
they have
did.
all boys?
That could be. I don't.
I
yeah,
think they
that
do.
sounds right.
Did
Oh,
he
he-
knock over like a whole mannequin or
Yeah,
something?
he
Oh,
like,
no.
knocked over a mannequin or something. I'm like, I am so sorry. She's like, I don't care. It's fine.
Gosh, that's so fun. That's great. That's great though, because it's also like that's in Carmel City Center, like a nice
Yeah.
area. So like to know that like
They're very
they're taking care of.
approachable.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
I need to go back over there.
All right. Is that it? You have anything else you want to tell us?
Oh gosh, well, I could go all day. What do you want to talk? We need to talk about celebrities. No,
we need
okay.
everyone to go to your page if you're not following already.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
sure you are,
yes.
but
Like
add
I said
her
in the
on
beginning, it's such a good
Instagram.
resource.
Yeah, and I love just to like be able to send that to someone and be like, because
Yeah.
a lot of my friends will be like, "Hey, where should I go eat here?" And I'm like, I feel like having that visual can be like, okay, yes, that's the vibe I want, or no. You know what I mean? It's just like such a good
Absolutely.
resource.
Yes, and that's why I just ran into someone and they were like, "Oh, I was just talking about your page. We looked at your page to figure out where to
Yes.
go." Like
Yeah.
a lot of people use it for that for sure. Like you just go back, and that's what.
Yeah, because
that
I
is
feel like
what's
I'm
awesome
always
about social
typing
media.
into like Google Maps like restaurants, and it's like it doesn't always give you all the places, and you don't know
Yeah.
like what
And-
it's like, and it's like, okay, let me just go
It's
to
like
your
who paid
page.
to be
it's
on
just a
this
picture,
list.
and it's just a picture.
Yeah, one
you know?
picture on like a grainy iPhone, and I'm like,
Yeah.
can't
Yeah,
tell. So yeah,
absolutely.
definitely a good visual for me.
Well, thank you. And it is on Facebook too. I know a lot of your followers probably are on Instagram, but a lot of them.
On
but
Facebook.
I actually have a Facebook following too, which is different vibe over there, but it's good. Yeah.
We'll put all your handles, your handles for Facebook and Instagram in the show notes too, so people, and we'll tag you on social media so people can find you if they don't follow already.
Well, that's great. Well, thanks for having
Yeah,
me, guys.
thanks so much for being
Fun.
here.
Yes.
See everybody next Tuesday.